Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to another most expensive loadouts video. Now, if you aren't consistently watching this series or haven't really watched any previous episodes, what this is essentially I'll be covering the most expensive loadouts for each class within the game. The pricing I'll be using is backpack.tf and I will only be featuring items that I believe will be resellable and generally will sell consistently. So if it's like a one of one and belongs in a collector's backpack, then I'm not going to use it. Also, I'm not going to be using skins because I find them fairly hard to price and the prices are so inconsistent and fluctuate so much. However, regardless of all this Spy's loadout is absolutely insane, and honestly, I'm not really too sure how these effects are going to combo, but I am extremely curious to see how it all plays out. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the first hat of this episode. So the first and most expensive item in this Spy's loadout, and quite possibly the most expensive item in this series so far, is going to be a Sunbeams No Mercy. Now, the No Mercy in Sunbeams is actually the third most expensive No Mercy, just below the Scorching and the Burning. However, the Scorching and the Burnings both belong to collectors' backpacks and are extremely hard to get hold of. The person who's actually collecting the Burning ones, there's two collectors. One of them is Matty, who is literally famous for collecting these god tier hats, and then the other one is a collector of the No Mercy exclusively, who also happens to own one of the only Scorching No Mercies as well. So those are two like completely off limit hats that I don't feel like are gonna get sold again, because as far as I'm aware, no one that owns any of them are actually like actively selling them or intending on selling them in the near future. However, the Sunbeams No Mercy was priced 5 months ago at 1,400 keys. Apart from the collector that owns the Scorching, the Burning and the Sunbeams one, there is another one on the market from someone called Bulldozer, who is just open to any offers, so it's likely to be sold again within the near future if someone offers him something he likes. So the Sunbeams No Mercy is realistically the most expensive No Mercy on the market that you will be able to get your hands on if you ever do build this loadout. So 1,400 keys for our first item is definitely getting us off on a really strong start. Next up we have It's a Secret to Everybody Charmer's Sapper. This is priced at 295 keys and was priced just 3 months ago, so it's quite a weird concept to think that the hat is actually like so much less expensive than the misc. However, nearly 300 keys is still a lot to pay for It's a Secret to Everybody Sapper. The Sapper is probably one of my favourite spy hats. It does look really awesome, especially when comboed with the right miscs, and I think the No Mercy and the Sapper do make a really good combo. A Secret to Everybody is a really cool effect, but again, I feel like it's a bit too expensive for what it is. It's like a over glorified Stormy Storm. However, it is still a really nice effect regardless and deserves its spot on this list. So the third and final item in this Spy's loadout is going to be a Demon Flame Lapati Phantom. Once again, this isn't the most expensive Lapati Phantom possible, but the other two Lapati Phantoms are Arcana and Chiroptera Venata, and both of which belong in collectors' backpacks, I believe, and aren't really being sold again. They're not on classifieds and they're not on outposts. They're both one of one, so it's unlikely that we will see one on the market in the near future. However, the Demon Flame one was priced just 2 months ago at 250 keys, rounding off at 225 keys. It is one of one again, so fairly rare, but it is on the market currently and is likely to be sold again. So that is it for the Spy's cosmetics. We have over 1,900 keys in value, and that's just so insane to think we haven't even got into the weapons yet. So without further ado, let's get straight into the weapons that the Spy's going to be using. So coming in at the main weapon, I think you guys all probably saw this coming, but we have the vintage Big Kill. This was priced 2 years ago actually at 600 keys, and that was of using the clean sales. Even though the duped ones sell for considerably less, and I'm talking like 350 keys, maybe even less than that sometimes, still that is by far the most expensive spy revolver possible, the next closest being the non-craftable Big Kill, which again sells a lot less frequently. The clean vintage Big Kill is the one that sells for 600, but the duped vintage Big Kill still sells for about 350, which makes it by far the most expensive spy revolver on this list. Would I personally pay that for a vintage Big Kill? God no, I think that's way too expensive. However, I'm sure there are a few collectors out there that maybe just wanted it to complete a loadout, or just to have that satisfaction of knowing they own an extremely rare, expensive item. So next up in this loadout, this is a lot less, but it's still fairly expensive, being the collector's Festive Sapper. This was priced not too recently, about 10 months ago, at 20 keys. However, it does sell for about 24 to 25 extremely consistently. So 25 keys is by far the most expensive Sapper option for the spy, and it's not too much in comparison to the rest of the things on this list, but still a lot of money to pay for a collector's Festive Sapper. So it's a pretty cool design. I use the strange Festive Sapper, but I don't think I'd really pay about 25 keys for one, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure again, if you want to complete like a nice spy loadout, then it's a wise investment, but again, I personally just don't warrant one. But yeah, 25 keys being the most expensive Sapper on the list. So this one was fairly obvious for any of you traders out there, and this is of course going to be the strange Australian knife. This was priced about a month ago at 19 keys, which makes it the most expensive and definitely frequently selling knife on the market. They are selling for slightly less. I mean, I believe you can pick them up for about 18.5. However, again, it's still very expensive for a knife, and I mean, have an Australian ambassador, so I might end up picking up an Australian knife at some point. It's just whether I actually get around to doing it, but it's a really cool skin, and they just do look really flashy and really sort of expensive to hold, and I don't know, they're just a really cool concept. So that's the strange Australian knife being the most expensive knife possible for the spy. So lastly in this loadout, we have the least expensive item being the collector's dead ringer. This is the most expensive thing that can go in the sort of InvisiWatch section for the spy, and this is priced at simply 8 keys. They sell frequently for 8 keys. I mean, on classifieds right now, there is 4 on the market, all with a buyout of 8 keys, so it's likely that they'll sell for this price again. And I mean, it's a collector's dead ringer, it's nothing too flashy. The dead ringer is, I believe, the most commonly used InvisiWatch alternative, but I mean, I'm fairly certain that's right, but that's probably why it's the most expensive. But yeah, that's just about it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like. Let me know what you thought of this loadout down below. There will be an SFM poster showing you what it looks like. That's just about it. Thanks again for watching, guys, and peace.